So it should be, hopefully now, recording. So hello, everybody. It's recording now. There you go. Right. So my question to you guys today, and whoever wants to start first, let's start with Tim first, because he was the first one here. You've been working with us for quite a while around co-production. What is it? What does co-production mean to you, and what benefits have you had from working in co-production?
Okay, yeah, thanks, Simon. Well, I think for me, it's co-production, as I see it, and I say I've been involved since 2017, just before going into 2018 when I left the council as an officer. Co-production for me has been an opportunity to look at city council's shaping of services for citizens that involves citizens around the table. I think in the past, before citizens got involved, council officers would meet to look at new initiatives, new services, new procedures, and roll them out to citizens in Birmingham. But did they ever really consult enough at all? So I think I've enjoyed being able to sit around the table with other citizens and other officers to have an influence on service provision.
Brilliant, thank you. Bridge, what about yourself? We met a number of years back now, and yeah,
I've got how many?
Quite a lot of things with us. So what do you enjoy?
Yeah, for me, well, I got catapulted into it for a start off by our late friend Dave, which was not unusual, but my background had been within like the service industry generally in the past, and my, if you like, academic background would have been that production was something that you physically made happen, or a product that you actually rolled out. What's the point in rolling something out that doesn't sell or it's not wanted? So for me, co-production made me rethink the way that things had been operating within the customer service industries that I'd been involved with, also public sector, police and civil service. And yeah, exactly what Tim has said. It means that the provision is going to be more suited to the need of our citizens, including ourselves, as service users. And so therefore, it's not going to be a redundant service. It's going to be something meaningful and something that people want and can avail of, and that will improve their lives and the comfort that we all live in.
Brilliant. Thanks, Bridget. Satish, you and myself met again a number of years back. It seems like only yesterday. But again, same question to you. What you've been involved, you've done lots of different projects. What has co-production meant for you?
Thanks.
I've learned so much. Satish even taught me a lot.
Go on,
then I'll shut up.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Bridget. Thanks, Simon. Co-production has been a vital tool for myself. It's given me the insight into how, being after retirement and been working with the police as a volunteer and with the city council, it's given me the insight into how BCC operate, but also how it influences the wider community area and within the force as well. And it's best lessons learned from both organisations, bringing them together, but also how we can improve BCC operations standards and procedures via coming from the outside, from the community based, and using the talent that we have within the city to give the best practices towards BCC, and to make sure that we can continuously improve the standards that we give out and the services we give out to our community and the wider world of the outside world of from Birmingham City Council. So yeah, co-production has given us the valuable tools, skill sets to investigate, ask, question the management within BCC, and to make sure that we get best practices, best services from BCC to wider community and
Really?
project work, and et cetera, and et cetera. Thank you.
No, that's great. Thank you. So my question to you is do you feel valued in this time that you've given? Do you feel that your voice has actually been heard and you can debate and discuss amongst yourselves in many ways? I'm not going to pull you in one at a time, so everyone wants to come in. And obviously, if you don't feel that, think about how we can improve that. But, do you feel that you've been listened to? Do you feel valued? And have you grown as part of, as a person? Is there something that you've done more as part of co-production that you maybe thought you never do before? So over to you guys. Go on, Tim.
Well, I remember joining up with.
I'm doing something.
Okay, yes, carry on.
Is that for me?
Yeah, go on.
I'm doing something that I never thought I'd do before. I've got involved in a project. It's called Next Door, and I'm happy to be part of the group Next Door Selly Park. And it's like it's online, but again, it's all voluntarily. And sometimes you advertise services, sometimes you're looking for a plumber, but it's best by word of mouth recommendation to be involved in. I suppose it was something that just didn't exist. I used to end up going around with, purse full of like business cards. This is much more helpful and productive. I think I'm still contributing or rolling out some of the skills I've learned via our family, because I'd like to call us that. So other people are saying, wow, we didn't know that was going on behind the scenes. And it is impressive. And I have seen a lot of our activities coming into practice. I've seen documents. I know I go back to the DVT, leaflet, deep vein thrombosis. I was so chuffed that we were involved in, rewording it and making it accessible and easy to understand for patients leaving or actually being in hospital, and for their families to understand the sort of support they may need afterwards to keep their exercises going, keep the movement going in their legs, and prevent deep vein thrombosis. So we learned a lot about it as a group, and then we concatenated it down and actually reduced it down to just a one A4 piece of paper that's folded in half. It's now in every room in the hospitals, and it's provided to everybody on every table when any patient joins. And it's not just used to mop up the spilt coffee, it actually is replaced, and it's meaningful.
Good. Brilliant. Thank you for that, Bridget. That's brilliant. I think you were very eloquently cut off there in your prime, Tim, so I'm going to bring you back in.
No, it's fine. It's fine. And I think in the early days, I remember where we used to meet up at the Kenrick Centre, Bridget, you'll remember. And we looked one of the pieces of document that we were very instrumental in shaping was the feedback form for social work assessments, so that citizens could give meaningful feedback on how they found the assessment process, and I'm sure that's been helpful in helping adults and communities directorate with the 3 conversations method of assessment, which has been rolled out in recent times. But that was a very meaningful piece of work we did. But also the My Care in Birmingham website, which has now become connect to support, we were quite instrumental in that as well. So yes, it's been very ongoing. There's other initiatives, but those are two areas that I think I've enjoyed extremely well.
Yeah. Can I just bring in Bridge, because I think there's somebody at your front door there, Bridget. Do you want to go and answer it, and then you can come back? So anyone watching this is live. You know, this is not rehearsed. This is live. This is real life. This is how co-production happens. So it's not often we get somebody at the front door, but actually it's interesting because one of the big things that we've had to do during this lockdown is learn to do this from home. And we've all had somebody at our door at one point or another, or something big going on. So it's over to you, Satish. What you know, for you, what's changed? Has it changed you? Have you felt really involved, listened to, etc.? And obviously, in the virtual world, does that still exist?
Yeah. Thanks, Simon. Yeah, my personal objective and the things that I've learned and benefit was from all the meetings and meeting up with the BCC guys is to see how the processes and the standards are within. And I use those terms because coming from an engineering background, that's the way I look at it. I compartment, put everything in its right compartments and see how the processes and standards work. My benefits have been a tremendous working with the volunteer, with the police, is that there are such good things that I have carried out and done with BCC. And one of the occasions was that we did an audit at the care centres, and it made me realise the amount of work and time that our providers go for looking after our community, people in the community. And it gave me a lot of satisfaction to give them a bit of my skill set to improve their lives within the care centres. And I was saying to myself and with yourselves is that if there's even a 2% improvement that it's been made within BCC through my support and help, then I've achieved my goal. I always say if I can help people to better their lives within their community, with themselves, their welfare and well-being, even 2% to 5%, whatever the percentages is, then I've done my job. And I just wanted to put back something into the community. I know that's an old cliche, but yeah, I've got some time and I thought, well, let's put something back into the community with the skill set I have from previous years. And yeah, I've had huge amount of benefits from doing this voluntary work. And it's a huge list. It's a huge list. And I'm grateful for all the people within BCC for giving me the opportunity in involving myself and within the BCC area and department and the projects and the events that's been going on. Thank you.
No, that's brilliant. Unfortunately, we seem to have lost Bridget. I think whoever came to the door was more important than us. This is all right. So just one last thing, really. If somebody's watching this, what's your message to them? Why should they get involved in co-production? Not, what's the kind of core message you want to get across to them that you think, right, get involved, do something? We're going to go with Tim again this time. Just put you on the spot.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Simon. I think the core message, with co-production, I would advocate or extol would be that a group of people with common interests in arriving at inclusive and beneficial outcomes is an enjoyable but effective way of reaching those agreed outcomes that will benefit not only the citizens of Birmingham, but also people within the council who work towards bringing those services to us as citizens.
Brilliant. Bridge, welcome back. we thought the door was more important than us, but clearly
Well,
not.
it was a delivery, but I don't know what's in it yet.
It might be something for me, you never know. The question we just asked,
let our secrets out.
the question that we just asked is, if you've got one message that you want to give to anybody watching this, why should they get involved in co-production?
To make a difference.
Brilliant. That's spot on. That's a really great one. So thank you. Satish, yourself.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. No, one message I would put out to anybody on a couple of points is that please get involved, because it's the only way we can improve, or the BCC can improve, by your views. We're, as a large organisation, BCC can't mind read everybody's requirements or resources or everything. The only way is that if you have the input, then the output is a vast improvement within the services that Birmingham City Council provide within the community. Your small voice will make a huge difference within the organisation, the systems within BCC. So please, I urge you to get involved. It's a growth organisation, and the voluntary work, as Bridget said, we are a brilliant family, and we class that as a family, and we support each other. But yes, please get involved. Thanks.
That's wonderful, guys. Well, thank you all so very much. It has been an inspiring number of years. I don't want to start putting figures on the number of years we've been working together now. We're still in single figures, thankfully, at the moment. But, we are making Bridged. Would you like the very last word? As always, would you like the last word?
Is that aimed at me?
Yes, go for it, Bridget. You've got the last word.
I want to say one phrase. Considering what we've all gone through, however we've all been affected by this most awful pandemic, it's like a biblical plague. One phrase that I think really sums it all up for me, involved in and experiences that we've all had, is there's no time like the present. Now is the time to get involved with co-production, more especially because of every single lesson every one of us has learned. We've all got something to say.
Brilliant.
No time like the present.
Yeah, thank you, Bridget. And it's always great. For those watching, Bridget always has the last word. So to see you all, thank you all so very much.
Okay.